the dimensions that we've gone to is social, and we've gone in a big way. We think that, well, look, I'm just going to tell you where we get our ideas from. Is Lisa Mitchell here? Lisa Minetti. Is Lisa Minetti here? Lisa, are you here? How about, yeah, there you are. You're right next to mine, right? That's the team from Columbia. Columbia has been working with us for about a year, but they've been working on this idea for like 10. They had a very solid conception for the difference that social can make in education. And we worked with them for about a year to try to understand what would the elements be, how could they work, what should we build, what is critical. And then we've been working with design partners for the last 6 months to test those ideas out in places other than Columbia, to get a feeling for what that can mean. The early results are terrific. But you don't have to believe me. Try the platform, get some faculty who are interested, and add some social dimensions to courses. These dimensions, they allow you to follow students, follow other professors, create long-wave posts or short-wave posts like Twitter, to be able to let the activity of the class sort of show itself. The LMS has, for too long, been sort of a locked-up place where your courses are. And so now what we're doing is saying, no, let's let the activity flow through here. But again, now remember, it's not about the features, not one at a time. Because this product's going to move so fast that by next year at EDUCAUSE, we're going to have a lot more stuff, working a lot differently. Because the model is the important thing here. That we're providing this to the community along that line that Google pioneered. That Google Apps for Education model, provided out of the cloud, for free, robust, high quality, reliable, scalable, to eliminate the issues. So when you go out and look at the demo, or you get it yourself, have a look at some of these features and get a feeling for them. We're going to also be posting on the OpenClass site as we sort of build this out and more schools take it up. We'll be showing you more demos, more interactive stuff. We're just going to have a conversation with you about what's working with you and what isn't as we extend it. Now, when we launched this product, to begin with, in July, we launched it to a set of 10 design partners. And you've seen those design partners listed in maybe our press release, or if you've been following us on Twitter, you can see them there. Many of them have been tweeting for us, describing their experience. Their students have been describing their experience, talking about what it's been like. Look, it's a very small sample at this moment in time. But again, you can go out there and look. But for the next evolution, where do we take OpenClass next out of that set of design partners? We decided to announce it here at EDUCAUSE and offer it to the Google schools. Why? Well, first, we got a sensational integration with Google that I'm going to ask Obi to come up and talk about in just a minute. We've worked with the Google team over the past 6-7 months to really do a nice job of getting these things together, to use our APIs and their APIs to really drive a terrific integration. But the other reason is because we believe that the Google schools, they already understand this model. Right? They understand a cloud-based model. They understand a free model. Like people like Wendy, who, early adopter of the Google suite, understands the cloud. And so we'll be able to give OpenClass a kind of good trial run it around the track, sort of get a sense for, oh yeah, I kind of get how this fits with the rest of the things that I'm provisioning in that way. And so that's the reason that we've come out with that first universe, so that we can expand in a controlled way, but in a way that gets us to the next level of scale. Now, I have a warm spot in my heart for Google, because some of you may remember a couple of EDUCAUSEs ago when Google first launched at Arizona State University. And we were one of the first schools to use Google at ASU, back when I was CIO there. And we deployed to about 65,000 students in a couple of weeks and had an extraordinary time. And Google was kind enough to build this shirt. That guy is, well, he's an alien from the advanced culture. What I told you all then was, hey, I think this model could work. This technology is amazing. And it's very adaptable to schools. And there are good reasons why companies would pursue this kind of strategy. And the way I sold it to my president, Michael Crow, was with this this napkin drawing. And I see that some of you are nodding your heads because you've seen it before. And I just want to remind you the core of this drawing. This was what drove the technology strategy at Arizona State. And it was really a simple question. That bottom curve is what you can achieve as an institution by yourself. I understand that universities are the place where information technology was pioneered. We had the first email addresses. We had the first network. We had the first of everything. We invented it all. But it has grown up now. It has become a consumer technology, a worldwide technology, a multi-billion-dollar technology. And in the meantime, our information technology staffs have become the cottage industry. Our scale is dwarfed by the global scale. And as a result, we can develop, if we spend money, at a kind of linear pace. You spend a lot more money, you can dial that angle up a little bit. But what you can't do, you can't catch these companies that execute at the scale of the internet. You just can't. And so, that model of deploying in the cloud, well, why do they have all these advantages? Well, let's start with this. A cloud model, the model that we're following with OpenClass. A cloud model means single infrastructure. You deploy it one place. You get it to work there. You get it safe there. You get it secure there. You get it operational there. You get it scalable there. You get it efficient there. And it runs forever. What's the other one? Oh, well, gee. Okay, I think I have it. Here you go. What are you going to run it on? Oh, we've got Yik-Yak, Oracle, this and that, HP, blah, 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 switch. Oh, okay. We haven't actually, I don't even know what that configuration is. Good luck. And we throw it all up, right? One at a time. What's that like for you? Well, I remember what it was like for me. When somebody would say, hey, good news. There's a new version of the LMS for you. Thanks. Now look, we know what the answer is. Not this one. We'll take the next one. That's first bit, right? Not this one. We'll take the next one. When we do one, what does it take? Months. It's very peaceful, though. Because our communities are so patient. Right? Like, they're so patient. Oh, take all the time you need. We just want you to do it right. Look. And then when we're done, how many of us look back and go, wow, I'm so glad that we upgraded. It's made so much difference. In the meantime, cloud model, working on one infrastructure, releasing every 2 weeks. This is where the most powerful technologies in the world come from. I heard a guy one time, I wish I could remember his name because I credited him. He said, you know, no one hates YouTube. Everybody hates enterprise infrastructure. They hate it. They hate it every day. Everybody hates the software that we make one IT shop at a time. Whether we buy it or make it or something in between, they all hate it. But nobody hates YouTube. Why? Because it's provided out of the cloud. It's simple, it's straightforward, and if you can get it right once, that's all you have to do. So that model was what sold us on how to bring out OpenClass. Now, we've done a nice job on the first revision of this Google, or on the first version of the Google integration. And when you check it out, I think you'll really like it. One of the things I like the best is what we've done around collaborations. We've essentially dovetailed Google Docs and the collections that you can create out of Google Docs and made it really easy to tie those into the classroom. To be able to, inside a class, create groups, define who participates in those groups, and then automatically underneath build a collection. We've made it possible to submit those documents to Dropboxes and participate in a first-class way with the rest of the thing. And we've also done, I think, a nice job of integrating the core tools so that the Google environment and the LMS environment feel like one. And remember that Google has APIs, RESTful web services, and we have APIs, RESTful web services, that you will be able to use to take these experiences and craft them into your portal, craft them into mobile applications that you have that represent your institution, not our product. need? Do you need 50 mobile apps that your students have to download? One for the LMS, one for the SIS, one for this, one for that, yik and yak, and every one of those is somehow, but no. You need an experience to represent your institution. Our end is to give you the code to figure out how to do our piece. So that's how we'll do mobile. That's how we know to do mobile. We create mobile applications as mobile websites and as native apps on iOS and Windows Phone 7, and Droid. Give them to you. You use them. You can use them out of the box, put your logo on them, or you can use them as a basis to innovate. So, I think you can get a sense for kind of the way we're doing this Google integration, how tight that is. I mentioned that it's available in the marketplace. You know, Google's just done a sensational job with this. I'll be honest, I was skeptical at first when I heard about the Google Marketplace, because I thought, like, who's ever heard of a marketplace that only administrators can shop in? I thought marketplaces were where end users went to shop. But the Google Marketplace is where where Google Apps for Education administrators go to shop to find things that would enrich their environment. And so when we first went out to talk to Obi and his team about how our new idea could fit with his terrific idea, we just got a tremendous feeling of chemistry, and we're just really pleased to have been able to do that. So what I'd like you to do right now is join me in welcoming Obi Greenwood to the stage so he can talk to us a little bit about it.